krótko.
It means yarn creatures.
I'd like to show you how to make a tiny amigurumi bear. But first, please leave me a sub or a like. By doing this, you are helping me create more fun content for you. Let's start with what you will need to make the bear. You need some yarn, a hook of an appropriate size. Remember, it must be small enough not to leave holes between the stitches, a needle, embroidery thread for the face, some stuffing and scissors. For round 1, start with 6 single crochets in the magic ring. My magic ring may not look like yours. If this is the case, please leave me a comment. Round 2. 6 increases, which means you should make 2 single crochets in each stitch of this round. At the end of this round, you should have 12 stitches. And this is where I place my stitch marker in the last stitch of the round. Round 3. 1 single crochet and 1 increase. Repeat 6 times. You should end up with 18 stitches. Round 4, 5 single crochets. Now we are going to make a popcorn stitch with 4 double crochets. Make 4 double crochets in the same stitch. Turn your work, insert the hook in the first double crochet and make a slip stitch. Now turn again and continue with 2 single crochets and an increase. Be careful not to miss the stitch directly behind the popcorn. Now 4 more single crochets and we're making another popcorn stitch with 4 double crochets. End up the round with 3 single crochets and an increase. At the end of this round, you should have 20 stitches. Round 5. 20 single crochets, which means there's just 1 single crochet in each stitch of the previous round. When you reach the popcorn stitch, remember to insert your hook in the middle of it, below the slip stitch. And this will be your base for making the single crochet. Do the same with the other popcorn stitch. Round 6 is just 20 single crochets again. Round 7, 20 single crochets. Round 8, 20 single crochets. You end up with 20 stitches at the end of rounds 5, 6, 7 and 8. At the end of round 8, make one additional single crochet and move the end of this round one stitch forward. This stitch is not included in the stitch count. Round 9, 4 single crochets, 1 increase 4 times. You end up with 24 stitches at the end of this round. Round 10, 9 single crochets, popcorn stitch with 3 double crochets, make 3 double crochets in the same stitch. Then turn your work, insert the hook into the first of the double crochets and slip stitch. Now turn back, 4 single crochets, and another popcorn with 3 double crochets. End the round with 9 single crochets. At the end of this round you should have 24 stitches. Round 11, 24 single crochets. When you reach the popcorn stitch, remember to insert your hook in the middle of the popcorn stitch, under the slip stitch, just like you did in round 5. Round 12, 24 single crochets. Round 13, a popcorn stitch of 3 double crochets. Make 3 double crochets in the same stitch. Turn your work, insert the hook in the first double crochet, slip stitch, turn back, and now make 7 single crochets. Popcorn stitch of 4 double crochets. Again, make 4 double crochets into the same stitch, turn, insert the hook into the first double crochet, slip stitch, turn back. Six single crochets and another popcorn stitch of 4 double crochets. 4 double crochets into the same stitch, turn, slip stitch into the first double crochet, turn back. End the round with 8 single crochets. Round 14. A single crochet and a decrease. Whenever it's possible, make invisible decrease. But when you reach one of the popcorn stitches, an invisible decrease will not be possible. So instead, make 2 single crochets together. Insert your hook into the first stitch, yarn over, pull through, insert the hook into the second stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all the loops on the hook. At the end of this round, you should have 16 stitches. Now it's time to stuff the bear. Tuck enough stuffing inside for it to be rather firmly stuffed. If you don't stuff it firmly enough, it may lose its shape. And if your stuffing shows through the holes when stuffed firmly, it means you've used too big of a hook. Round 15, 8 decreases. You should have 8 stitches at the end of this round. Chain 1. Now cut off the yarn, leaving a tail for closing the hole, and fasten off. Thread the needle with the leftover tail. Now pull the tail with the needle under the front loops of each stitch in the last round from the outside. And then pull to fasten. Hide the tail and pull it through the toy a few times to secure it inside. Cut off the excess yarn and hide the end inside. The only thing left to do is embroidering the face. Thread your needle with black embroidery yarn. Make a knot on the end of your embroidery yarn. Pull the needle from the back of the head to one of the spots where the eyes will be. Pull the yarn around the stitch 3 to 6 times, depending on the size of your bear and the thickness of your embroidery thread should do. While finishing the last stitch, go directly to the other eye. Repeat. Now for the nose. The nose should be placed between round 6 and 7, 2 or 3 stitches wide. You need to pull the yarn over those stitches at least twice as many times as with the eyes. The final detail is the mouth. Embroider it below the nose with 1 or 2 stitches. Now just pull the thread a few times through the toy to secure it like you did earlier. Cut the excess and hide the end. That's it, you've done it, the bear is ready. Please leave me a link to the pictures of your bears in the comments.